If you're interested in building your own watch, I hope this tutorial will help you. I'll guide you through each step, covering all the parts and tools you'll need. The tutorial is broken down into 4 key steps. Step 1. Attaching the dial to the movement. Step 2. Assembling the hands. Step 3. Installing the movement into the case and adjusting the crown. And Step 4. Attaching the strap. Links to the tools are all in the description. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have built your own 62 mass inspired watch, so stay tuned. Let's start by attaching the dial. Quick apology. I used cut-off glove tips as finger covers because I couldn't wait for my order to arrive. I just wanted to get this watch done. Thanks for understanding. You'll notice the movement has 2 holes designed to hold the dial in place. On the back of the dial, you'll find 4 pins, but only 2 should remain. You'll need to cut off the other 2. These are the pins that should be left after cutting. To ensure you cut the right ones, align the pins with the holes in the movement. I use a pair of nippers, but any small tool will work. Be gentle, this material isn't too tough and should come off easily. After cutting the first pin, do the same check for the second pin with the second attachment hole. Repeat the cutting process with the pin from the other side. Once cut, you should use a nail file or sandpaper to smooth down the remaining stubs. Now, press the dial onto the movement, applying just enough pressure to secure it without forcing it. At the end, give it a final clean with the dust cleaner. That's it for step 1. If you're finding this tutorial helpful, please hit the subscribe button. It means a lot and keeps the content coming. This is probably the trickiest step, assembling the hands. I use a silver hand setting tool with a back tip, which fits the movement perfectly. Before attaching the hands, make sure to set the date slowly and carefully. The moment when date switches from one date to another, it's the moment when you place the hands. The hour and minute hands will sit on top of the movement, but the seconds hand is a bit more challenging because it sits inside the movement. We'll cover the process for every hand separately. First off, start with the hour hand. Placing it at 12 o'clock position, and gently pressing until you feel it slightly click. Next is the minute hand. Follow the same process. Place it on 12 o'clock and also apply a small pressure on it. After applying the hour and minute hand, check if the movement is working properly. You shouldn't be feeling any jitter when turning the hands around or changing the date. Finally, attach the seconds hand. This part requires patience since it fits inside the movement. Be extra careful not to apply too much pressure, or you risk damaging the mechanism. Take your time and get as close as possible to the movement so you can see exactly where the hands should go. If you thought this was too hard, check how it really went. Now that the hardest part is over, step 3 involves placing the movement into the case and adjusting the crown stem. I use a sticky ball to open the back cover. You can inflate the ball for better grip, but it works as just as it is. Just be careful not to lose the rubber ring that seals the case. Set it aside safe for later. Remove the crown from the case, giving it a final clean with a dust blower. To release the crown, press and hold the part that moves when you pull or push the crown. It's a bit tricky with one hand, but you will feel the release mechanism engage. Once released, use the stem provided with the movement. Attach the crown to the new stem and insert it back into the movement. As you do, the movement will align itself in the case, so don't worry. After inserting the crown, measure the stem protruding from the case. Trim it to the correct length so it fits snugly when screwed down. There shouldn't be any parts sticking out. If needed, repeat the trimming process until the length is just right. You can fully screw down the crown. It means that it's the right length. Before sealing the case, lubricate the rubber ring to ensure the watch remains waterproof. Carefully place the ring back inside the case. Finally, use the sticky ball to screw the back cover onto the case securely. If there are any gaps between the crown and the case, trim the crown stem further until the fit is perfect. You're almost done. The last step is straightforward, attaching the strap. Using a simple watch tool and considering the drilled lugs on the case, it's easy to remove the spring bars. The rubber strap comes up with a quick release mechanism, so installing is a breeze. And that's it. You've now completed your own 62 mass inspired watch, adding your personal touch to it. In conclusion, should you make a 62 mass inspired on any other Seiko mod? Absolutely. The process of building your own watch is incredibly rewarding, not just because you get to assemble all the components, but because you get to craft something that's uniquely yours. Plus, the NH35 movement is an added bonus, with its 41-hour power reserve and accuracy range of -20 to +40 seconds per day. It's a reliable, workhorse movement that gives your mod a dependable core. But here's my take. While you could make a 1-to-1 replica of the original 62 mass, I think it's a way more exciting to put your own spin on it. Maybe it's a different dial color, hands, or a bezel that reflects your style. That's the beauty of modding. You have full control to make your watch truly your own. So, if you're thinking about it, go for it, and enjoy the process of making something that's not just inspired by history, but inspired by you. Please tell me in the comments if you like this combination of cream dial and red secondhand, and if you have any questions about the process, please let me know down in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.